How to define success with a person you are coaching. Let's get into it. So defining success with the people you and I coach is extremely important. Again, without designing the game, so to speak, that answers the question, what are we up to here? We don't really need to coach somebody. But having once answered, what are we up to here? What's important to that person? What matters to them? What are the specifics of why they need a coach to accomplish something that they can't do on their own or wouldn't do as quickly on their own? Then we've started to create that coaching relationship. The next question really is, well, what does success look like? And how can we measure it? So let's look at these two areas. Defining what success looks like with the person you're coaching simply means, but is often missed, sitting down and asking that question. John, who I'm coaching, if you accomplished X, what would this look like in your life, in your accountability, in your business 6 months from now or 1 year from now, or whatever the time frame is that you've agreed that those results are desirable, right, and have a certain logic to it. You would then start to ask the person you're coaching to really speculate. What would that look like? Well, for some people, it might look like I've doubled my sales in my company over X period of time. That would be one way success could look. Or if it's more of an individual person you're coaching in development, it may be I've started my role as the director of this department by this date. And that's something that's aspirational for them, and you're helping develop them as a leader over a set period of time to reach that goal. But you want it to be stated specifically. What does it look like, right? And to do this, you want to invite the person to speculate, but more stand or get themselves out of today and look at the end result and actually stand there and say, this is the accomplishment. This is what has happened. I have the new role. I have the new revenue in the bank. I have an aligned team of people that I'm leading who are now listening to my vision in a new way. We've secured the new funding. We've launched the new product line. Okay, we've crossed this threshold of business metrics for profitability. All of those are clear outcomes that can be measured, which leads us to the second part of how to measure the success of the person you're coaching. Is not only do you want it stated in a sentence or two or three, but it's not a paragraph. It could be a paragraph, but keep it short and keep it concise. What does success look like? Speculate, answer that question with the people you're coaching. Be willing first to really listen for, yes, okay, you can see the future too, because you're the one accountable with them for fulfilling it. I'm your coach. I want to know what you need me to help you on as an outcome. I'll bring whatever I need to bring over the period of time to coach you to get there. But let's make sure we know where the there is and what it looks like. So then going back, once that's articulated, then yes, you need to measure it. So not only that we've said that's what it looks like, but if you had a scoreboard, like anything important in business, we want to have some metrics to it. So you want to look at something that's measurable. Sales or revenue is an easy one. We already measure that in business. So you could look and say, well, sales are here today, and inside this coaching relationship and everything we're committed to, we could expect that sales will be here at X by the end of the 6 months. And you can graph it, right? So that's the important thing about measurement. You do want to be able to graph it. It needs to be a starting point, and then we need to be able to say, here's the desirable ending point, and that gives you a way to measure it. Hopefully it's going up. But that's the way you can measure it over time to see if it's going up, or profitability going up, or perhaps expenses going down, or customer count going up. Okay, so those are all metrics in business which you can absolutely use. And if you're coaching people more around people development or their effectiveness in leading or coaching others, you need to be creative and find a way to measure that. Okay, but maybe there's something already you're measuring the team's productivity in. So if you improved your coaching ability of your team over the next 6 months, could you say that there would be an increase in their productivity or an increase in their output? or if there's already measurements in place for team morale at some point or team spirit. Could you say we would expect that to increase over time? So be creative with that. Look at the metrics you already have in place. Sometimes you may have to create a new one to capture the spirit of that coaching relationship. The point is here is that you don't want to be left 6 months from now with somebody's opinion, yours or your coachees, about the effectiveness of the coaching and the results that they produced. You want to be able to actually see it on the scoreboard, because we want to declare the game won, or we want to say, no, we didn't win the game, and then we can look and debrief that. Either way, without a clear scoreboard, you can't have those kind of powerful conversations. So defining the success of the person you're coaching from the beginning is very important. First, make sure that you're clear on what you're coaching them on, what their desired results are, what success looks like for them, and then how are you going to measure that. Get that all on paper so you can refer to it over your coaching relationship. It'll help you reset, it'll help you pause, it'll help you celebrate victories, it'll help you be straight where things aren't going well. Because ultimately as a coach, remember, you're coaching to the outcome they want, not getting caught up in the minutia of the day along the way. You and I as a coach, our effectiveness is never letting go of the destination, just asking better questions along the way for the people we're coaching to discover really their greatness in pursuit of their goals.